Hey everybody, thanks so much for coming back. It's Kara. So for today we're going to go over some more tips for beginners. We had some really nice feedback on the first video that we shot for beginners, tips for beginners. And David is willing to help us out again. He's such a good sport. He's such a great guy. Oh my God. So for this class, if you have some blocks and a strap and a bolster and a blanket, great. If you don't worry about it. You're not going to die. Don't worry. Everything's going to be okay. So get yourself comfortable and let's get started. All right, so we're ready to begin. David is joining us again. We're very lucky to have him. He's like our guest of honor. Okay, so how do you feel?
Good.
Yeah? Your body feels okay?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Anything bothering you from when we did our video the other day?
No.
Okay. Any questions from the video from the other day?
No.
Okay.
All good.
David is now an expert. Okay, so warrior two position. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to step right in front of you on the mat, get very personal. Okay, David. Okay, David. Okay, so we open the feet wide like so, and we're going to point the right toes to the right. Okay. Let's count how many times he says okay. Okay, and then we're going to bend the right knee so it's stacked just on top of that ankle. Okay. Aha. And then take your back foot and it's pointed slightly forward towards the right. Okay?
Sure.
Okay, now the arms are going to open out. We want this back arm to be at shoulder height. Bloop. Front arm level. Good. How does that feel?
Okay.
Good. So little tips here to get us through this posture. I'm going to show you what David looks like. He looks good. He looks like he can't wait to get over here. He can't wait. But that's not where we want to be. We want to be with the body a little bit more centered over the pelvis and then the knee bends a little bit. Yeah, right there. Right there, my brother. Good. Good. So are you breathing?
I am.
Okay, let's look at some beginner tips here, okay? Breathing.
Okay.
You can gaze over those right fingertips if your neck feels okay with that. Does your neck feel okay with that?
Yeah.
If it doesn't, don't do it. Don't do it. Okay. So we're pushing down as hard as we can into the back foot, especially the outside of this back foot. Okay, so if you concentrate on pushing into the outside of that back foot, do you feel the difference?
Yes. We
have a cat and a dog attacking each other in the room right now. This is very wonderful for the video production. Open up the heart.
How do I, what?
Okay, your chest. Open up your chest. There you go. Good. Perfect. Good. Lower your arms and step your feet together. Okay, so... So if warrior one is not something that feels comfortable for you, if you're having ankle issues or getting onto your feet is an issue, you can always come down. Watch this, Mr. B. You can always come down into a gate posture, which you have one knee down like this and the other leg out like this as sort of an alternative to your warrior two. Or you can come all the way down. There's different ways of doing this and just having one leg out like that, okay? Do you want to try either of those?
Sure.
So right knee, left knee, your right knee comes down, and then your left leg comes out into gate pose.
What? Just point, stick it out.
Yeah.
All right.
So his left leg is in line with his pelvis, and the sole of this left foot is grounded, okay? So gate pose, we might have the arm on this leg here, very gently placed there, and the right arm comes up, framing the ear. Good. Breathing. And maybe a little hinge with the body, shoulder down. Hinge with the body, shoulder towards the left leg. Good. We're doing a whole different pose right now. I'm just offering an alternative. Okay, come back to center and lower it down. Good. Now sit the way I showed you with your foot coming in and your butt coming down behind. Sit down behind. Good. Perfect. And keep that left leg out at an angle. Okay. Ooh, baby, you are tight. Ooh, baby, you are tight. You look like, what are you doing?
I don't know.
It looks like you're modeling a little bit for like a weird,
So, yeah,
a shady calendar. So sit your butt down and lengthen this leg long like that. Okay? This is just alternatives if you're having trouble on the feet for your warrior 2. Okay, dokily? Okay? Good?
Okay.
All right. Come on back up to your feet. Oh my gosh, that was so... Oh, I'm so glad you got through that, honey. Okay, so here's another cool thing for Warrior 2. Using a strap, okay? If you are well-versed in straps, this is going to be a beautiful, beautiful thing for you. So we're going to take the end, we're going to bring it through the loop, through the rings, and then back through the center of the rings. So we have a big strap, okay? So David's going to bring his feet again into Warrior 2 position, but before he does, he's going to take the strap and he's going to step on it with the left foot. Okay. Then he's going to step through it with the right leg and bring that into the lunge inside the strap.
Okay.
Do you understand all that? The left foot steps on it, the right foot steps through, and then we come into that. Okay?
Okay.
Let's see if you can do it. 5 points if you can do it. Good job, Maisie.
What?
Okay, so this, yeah, like that. Okay, but step your foot forward so that the knee is directly on top of the ankle. Wait,
Okay.
come back. Step it forward a little bit more. No, forward. You know where forward is?
I thought you were pointing that way. You were pointing that way.
Okay, so we want the knee over the ankle. Good. How does that feel in the private area? Good? Snuggy? Does it feel snuggy? Okay, where's the tight part? Tightening. Okay.
There.
No.
What, on the butt? On the
The
buckle?
strap, so the strap should be up into the crease of the pelvis there, right where the pelvis meets the upper thigh. And then you want the tightening part of the strap to be handy, because what you want to do is with the leg straight, tighten it, and then bend into the front knee and a strap holds you. Do you feel it?
Yep.
You feel it?
I do.
Okay, now take your arms out to a T facing the camera. You look great.
Well, I face the camera. What?
Well, you know, your body, your torso. So Warrior 2, a common problem that people have, that they do, is this hip, they try and open it up to square it with the other hip. Don't do that. You want to keep it angled. What?
Oh, I thought you meant as in, yeah.
Keep it angled because you want the right knee to stay above the ankle, okay? So this right thigh, we want to rotate it open so the knee reaches towards the pinky toe on that right foot. But keep pushing into that back foot. You gonna die?
No.
You're gonna die.
All good.
Back arm level. Good. Head straight or forward if it feels okay on your neck. Okay?
Yeah.
Good. So come on out of it when you're ready.
I'm ready.
So depending on what your body is saying you can or cannot do in Warrior 2, and yes, I meant to rhyme there, there's many different variations. So as we keep putting videos up, we will do more and more alternative variations on things, okay? One big thing that people have issues with is balancing. So we're gonna do the tree pose. And we're gonna talk about different options for tree and how you can feel a little bit more comfortable practicing a balancing pose. So David and I are gonna stand on either side of this block.
Oh, sorry.
And we don't have to be touching each other right now, but we just can't help ourselves. Okay, lower your arm. Get your hand off me. Okay. Step a little bit closer so that your foot is hugging right up against the block. Right up against the block.
Sorry.
Good. So we're actually not going to use the same block because it would just be ridiculous. Okay. So David's inside foot, his right leg here, is going to come onto the block just like this. No. Step off like this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, turned. Okay. Okay, come off the block for a second. Okay, move over. Get out of my way. What I want you to do is use the block for support. So the other standing leg is going to come quite close to it.
Okay.
Okay? So your foot is up on the block. And the beauty of the block for balancing postures is it just gives you that sensation of having that foot lifted up, not on the floor, but it is on the floor. Not on the floor, but it is on the floor. Okay, now look forward. Good. Body is squared. We have the hands in prayer, front of the heart. Good. Beautiful. Now, a lot of times in yoga classes, you have the option of staying here or lifting all the way up with the arms, separating the hands shoulder width and holding it like that. Relaxing the shoulders. One little tip for that is when you inhale, lift the shoulders up to the ears. Inhale. And exhale, drop them down. Ooh, that was good. Okay. Lower your hands and your foot off the block. Okay. So when we have our balancing postures in our yoga practice, we create something called a dristi, and that's something that we stare at.
Okay.
Okay? My dristi is you. Now, it has to be it has to be something that's not moving. Okay? So we all know that David's probably going to be moving. Otherwise, you would absolutely be my dristi. Okay. So look at something that's not moving. At eye level or below, about 10 feet or less away from you.
Okay.
10 feet or less away, eye level or below.
Okay.
And you're going to find something and stare at it, something that's not moving.
Okay.
Okay? So let's try it without the block this time and see how you feel. Okay, the same thing, same position, and you can, no, without the block. Say it with me. You're not going to do the balancing pose.
So just what?
Okay. I keep forgetting that how much of a beginner you are. Okay. Usually this pose is not done with blocks or anything.
Okay.
Okay. I was just showing people how to use it with the block, my love.
Okay.
In case they were having trouble balancing without the block.
Where do I put my foot?
I'll show you. Oh, he's getting mad. He's getting mad. He's getting mad. Okay. So this is how the pose would look.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
Okay.
That's one option.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to use the same leg as you. Or you can lift it up higher, just below the knee. Yeah, see how it happens? It like gets all freaky up in here, up in your tree. Good. Or you can lift it up a little higher above the knee. Okay, but that's a little bit mentally becomes a little something for people. Yeah. Okay, so when we have the foot inside the leg, we're using the leg and the foot together. They're pushing as hard as they can together so that we can lengthen the body up and out of the pelvis. Hands in prayer. Hands in prayer in front of the chest.
No way. Okay.
Stare at your dristi.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, okay.
Okay, stare at it. Now we can see how David's knee is kind of coming, it's angling a little bit. We're going to try and see if we can open it a little bit more. Back behind. So that the knee is a little bit more in line. This whole leg is more in line with his pelvis. Okay, lower it down.
Okay.
Good. Okay, now stand against the wall. Now, in my classes, this is quite a common thing. People will go to the wall for this type of a posture, okay? So you're going to stand right up against the wall, do the same exact pose, but now you're using the wall as support. And this is a nice way to practice it if you've never done balancing or if it's something that mentally is kind of freaking you out a little bit. So we don't want to use the knee. Make sure you're right all the way above it. Yeah, make sure you bite that lip. That helps. Good. How do you like having the support of the wall?
Oh, yeah, that's easy.
Okay, take the arms up and see how that feels.
Yeah.
Separate the hands, just like we did before. Palms face in. Good. So we have a nice structure here, reaching up. We're opening and lifting the chest. Good. Hips are squared, knees opening, hips are squared. Good, beautiful. All right, come on down when you're ready. So your toes were like gripping. We're gonna come down after this onto the floor, okay?
Okay.
It's very exciting.
Okay.
But another thing that people are not aware of so much is that over time, this is something people are aware of, but the arch in the foot will drop, right? It loses muscle. What is it called, David? The arch of the foot drops. It gets more lax. The muscle gets more lax.
Elasticity.
Thank you.
Oh.
So it affects the balance of your foot. So this is something that you can work with. If you're practicing balancing, you can take your blanket and just roll up one little roll and bring that to the floor. And now step on that with the arch of your foot, David. Turning to face the camera. Yeah. Both feet. Yeah. So you can see how the roll is a tiny little roll, and it's only enough so that the ball of your foot is grounded on one side of the roll and the heel is grounded on the other side. You got it? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. So then relax your toes. So what you're using in the feet to ground you, David Billingham, is the ball of your foot and your heel.
Okay.
Okay? You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay, now step off the blanket. Can you still feel the blanket on the arch without being on it? So that's something that's going to help us over time as well if we're training ourselves to give rise to that arch to help us get the balance that we need. Another thing is to train ourselves a little bit more to push down. So stand like I'm standing. Push down just the big toe, And what you can feel if you do that is the strengthening of the arch of the foot. Do you feel it?
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. So that's something that you can work on when you're doing your balancing postures or just when you're hanging out with your friends, standing around. You could also do this against a wall, right? If you're sitting in a chair and you push your foot onto the wall and just practice with the big toe pushing into the wall. Okay? Cool? Okay. All right, so that's your balancing. If you are not able to be on your feet for balancing, for tree posture, there are many different balancing postures that we can do on the floor. For example, one balancing posture would be our balancing table posture, right? So if you want to just purely practice balancing, these are some alternatives. Say you're in a yoga class and tree pose is really not happening for you. Pick another balancing pose to do. It's wonderful. There's so many different options. So that's one. And as we keep making these videos, we'll be adding some more for you. So have a look out for those things. Okay, so we discovered that David is quite tight in his hamstrings the other day, with love. So we went over some seated options for him. I want to see how you do sitting on the front edge of this, okay? So this is a bolster. The other day David was sitting on a block, but we're going to see how a bolster feels for him. So let's sit you back on the front edge of that. Open the legs as wide as you can.
Like that?
Yeah, both. Is that doable, or do you want the block?
Where would I put the block?
Under the way you were seated the other day with the block underneath your butt?
Am I supposed to be at the front?
Towards the front of the bolster so that it helps tilt your pelvis forward.
Okay.
Okay?
I got it.
Now what we're going to do is put the blocks 1 and then 2, okay? So we're gonna flex the feet here. This is our seated forward bend. Upavista Konasana. Upavista Konasana. It's a little song I made up for you. So for David, this is good. He's sitting against the wall because it's going to help him. In a class, you might want to do that in this posture if you're super tight in your lower back and in your hamstrings like this guy is. This guy right here. So a little prelude or a little explanation. I don't know if prelude is the right word. Because I'm American, so my vocabulary isn't as wonderful as David the Brit. We've cleared that up many times in this marriage. Okay, so for David, if you have a body like him, I was going to say he bikes a lot, he runs a lot. So these muscles are very tight because of that, and he's making funny faces because of that. So if you have that going on in your body, in your new yoga class, you might want to do this. Sit up against the wall for a pose like this. If there isn't a wall nearby, tilt your body forward so there's not a wall nearby. Oh, ho, ho. You all right?
Yeah.
Barely?
I'm good.
Are you going to be okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so the hands are an extension of the blocks are an extension of your hands. So grab each block. They are your hands. And then walk them forward just a little bit and let your torso tilt forward towards the blocks without your head dropping. Is that your limit right there? Good. So now for David, his back is starting to round a little bit. So I would suggest that he walks back again with those hands. Good. Now glue your hands to the blocks and let the blocks glue to the floor. Okay? And now without the blocks being able to move, you're going to grab them and try and pull them back. Okay? Try and pull them back. At the same time, your chest is trying to push forward. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Flex the feet again. Oh, yeah. And breathe. So in any of your yoga postures that you do, breathing is going to be mucho importante. It's going to be the key element in anything that you do. When you inhale deeply and exhale completely out of the body, it's going to tell you a lot. Like right now, David is near tears. So, is he breathing right now? Barely. He's barely breathing. So make your blocks taller. Good, good. Keep your hands there, but work only on your chest pressing forward and arching your spine. Smiling. Good. Wow, this is a real crying one. Cry, cry, baby. Okay, so let's come out of this. And I just want to go through one alternative way you can do a posture like this. Yes, I know, babes. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Do you want me to stand up?
This is like so sad. You know what? Yes, let's do a standing alternative to that. It's a similar posture, but it's a different posture in a similar way, okay? So you're going to step with your feet wider, and you're going to bow forward and bring your hands to the blocks. So it's the same pose, but now you're standing. You get what I'm saying? You get me? Okay, now arch that spine. You have some rounding going on here. Good. Bend your knees more. Good. Arch your spine again. Beautiful. Nice long neck. Yes, gorgeous. Top of the head reaching forward. Tailbone reaching back. I don't do that to other people. So if you're having a rounded back like David is here, really arch the spine. What?
Yeah.
Picture your tailbone tilting up behind you, okay? And keep your knees bent. Don't straighten the legs unless your back is flat. Get it? Keep your head neck long, crown of head reaching forward. Relax your toes. How do your hamstrings feel here?
Posting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You feel like they're getting a stretch?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so that's a nice alternative, a different pose, but similar muscles getting stretched. So come on up to your feet, and then you're going to make your way onto your back.
Okay.
Okay? Yoga tips for beginners. All right, so behind you is the strap. When you come down, you're going to grab that. Okay, David is going to love this one.
Lie down.
Yes, all the way. Lie down onto your back. Oh, yeah, there's a face. Honey, we need to like get another camera just on your face. Would that be doable?
Sure.
Okay, give me the strap.
Okay.
Are you okay right now?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm good.
Because you don't, oh, sorry. Whoopsie. All right, so here's something else that you can use the wall for. And actually, David, the wall might be too close to you on one side, but we'll see how we do.
Okay.
So lift your legs up towards the ceiling. And we're going to bring the strap around both feet, and he's going to grab the strap with his hands. So you're going to hold it. Good. So because David has tight hammies and a tight lower back, this is something that's going to be challenging for him. But this is a great option forward bend-wise with wide legs. Open up, open up, open up, open up. Keep going. For anybody who has trouble being upright for stretching and moving the body. So this is a nice option for you. So open up as wide as you can. Good. So luckily for David, the wall stops him from having to go any farther. Aren't you happy about that? What we want to try and do is, with our legs wide like this, is to take the toes back towards the top of the mat. I really, like my ultimate wish would be for everybody watching to be able to see you the way I see you. Your reactions are just priceless. So does it feel different now from when you were standing doing the stretch, similar stretch, and seated doing the similar stretch?
Yeah.
Yeah. When we position the body in different ways, but we're doing a similar movement, it helps to stretch different muscles in the same group, which is pretty cool. Right? You feel it?
Yes.
Where do you feel it?
In my legs.
Rest your head. Rest your head. Inner thighs. Inner thighs.
Yeah.
Hamstrings.
Yes.
Okay. So the more you flex your feet, the more you're going to feel. Right? And then push into the strap as hard as you can. And try and straighten the heels up. Honey, I know this is very similar to when you gave birth to our three children. I know that it is, so I do apologize for bringing you back into that. Okay, so let's hug the knees together. Hug the knees into the belly. Good, and let's relax the strap off of the feet. All right, so if you don't have a strap, or if you want to try that a different way with the strap, you can actually pivot your body, if you're David, and you can use the wall and open the legs wide on the wall. It's a beautiful thing. Okay, now lift me and let me fly. Okay, so hugging the knees into the belly with your arms. With your arms.
Oh.
Good. And then rock side to side on the lower back. Okay, we have one more thing that we're going to do, Mr. B.
Okay.
Okay? It's going to be this exact same pose, but flipped onto your front. So the other day, when we did a video, you did child's pose. So roll over to one side, set yourself up. Roll over to one side, set yourself up. Roll over to, oh my God, somebody slap this guy.
Sit up.
Frickin' sit up. Is it that hard? Okay. And then flip over into child's pose.
Oh.
Dude, you're supposed to be an expert after like one class that we do together, okay? So for David, the tops of his feet are a little bit tight. But I want to give you guys an option if you want a little bit more of a comfortable child's pose. So lift your head and lift up just a little bit. I'm going to slide this bolster in between your knees, and then you're going to lay down like that onto the bolster. Okay? How's that feel?
That's good.
Do you feel like you can relax a little bit there?
Mm-hmm.
How do your feet feel?
Okay. Good.
Okay. So some people have very tight quads. Now, David, you have tight hamstrings. Aren't you glad you don't have super tight quads too?
Where's your quad? Oh. Okay.
I guess you do feel like you do. But in this kind of a position, a lot of people have issues getting their butt down to the heels because of the quads being tight. So for that, lift your hips up. We're just going to pretend you do. You can put a blanket on top of your heels, which is really comfortable. Excuse me, I'm almost falling. How does that feel on you?
That's better.
It feels good?
Yeah.
Okay. So he can relax. You can also put the blanket underneath the front of the foot there. We went into this a little bit on the last video, but we're kind of focusing on it a little more here. So in child's pose, your arms can come forward the way David has them there, but he can also bring them back alongside the body with the palms facing up. Good. And let the shoulders kind of drape forward and the arms in front. Turn your head.
Oh.
I wonder what your IQ is. I'm just curious. Okay. So obviously without the bolster there, he's going to have a little bit more space to be in this weird tilted head position. So is it okay with you if I try and take the bolster out?
Go for it.
It's like stuck in there. Dude, help me. Okay, now drape the shoulders over. Yes. Good. Is that as far as you can turn your head? Yes?
Yep.
Is it comfortable-ish or not? Would you rather your head straight?
Yeah. No. That.
That's good?
Yep.
Okay. So for most people, I would definitely recommend having a straight neck as much as possible in any of these positions because we don't want to compromise the neck. And the neck is looking for stability. It doesn't want too much movement. That's going to end up compromising it and hurting it or stressing it out. So stability is good for the neck. Say it with me. Stability is good for the neck. Good job, everybody. Okay, so we have the elevated hips on the blanket. Another way that we can do our child's pose is with blocks. So David, I'm just going to, can you bring your arms out in front of you again? Are you okay?
Oh, good.
Lift your hips up off your heels. All the way. Good. Wait. And now sit back. We did this the other day where you sat onto the blocks. Does that feel okay?
Yeah.
What's the matter?
No.
That hurts more?
No.
Okay. So the higher up your hips are going to be, the easier it's going to be on your quads.
Okay.
Rest your head. Rest your head. Oh my gosh. I can't even believe that. Okay. So, come on up when you're ready. You can sit onto the block, see how that feels. Does that feel good?
Yeah.
Okay, so we went over Warrior 2 today. We went over Child's Pose today. We went over standing wide angle forward bend. We went over seated wide angle forward bend. We gave you some variations on those on your back. And balancing, we did some tree balancing, and gave you some variations on that. But keep watching. We're going to post more videos on how to and little tips here and there to get you going in your yoga practice. Because we want you to get going. Just like David is.
Absolutely.
Good. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you. I'm going to help you up.
You're not going to walk to the camera holding your back again?
No.
Are we doing a filming with me down here? What? Are we doing a filming with me down here?
Thank you.